Look at this. It's the fanciest Walmart in the world, everyone. Wow. I had spent the last 4 days looking at poverty and despair, so this was a welcome break from all of that. I mean, I never would have seen a Walmart like this in Shreveport, Louisiana, or in Pine Bluff. Nuh-uh. And they deliver drones from here, too. Why are we looking at a fancy Walmart? 'Cause that's the whole reason I'm here. Look at all of this. One of the coolest little downtown squares you've ever seen, huh? So clean and nice and just everything you'd want in a center of a town. No homeless people, no graffiti. Nope. And the whole reason this is all here is because of that building right there. That's the first ever Walmart. That place is a big deal. I could come down here to the south and talk about only bad things, but I gotta mix in some sunshine with the clouds. This is Bentonville, Arkansas. This is where Arkansas stereotypes go to die. That's the Arkansas we know, right? All them damn redneck hillbillies drinking Mountain Dew and all. I mean, that's kind of how it is in Arkansas in a lot of places. But there's this little unique pocket in the middle of all that land. It's called Northwest Arkansas. It's this whole corner up here at the base of the Ozarks, right up by Oklahoma and Missouri. It's made up of 4 cities: Bentonville, Rogers, Springdale, and Fayetteville. It was always just this little quiet corner of the state with a bunch of suburbs and the University of Arkansas. No one really talked about it much. Until now. Now this is the boomenest place in the entire state. Maybe in the whole region. And it's all because of Walmart. Now normally Walmart comes into a community and makes things worse, right? They're known for keeping wages low and running mom and pops out with their cheap Chinese crap. But this is different. Walmart made this place better. Walmart made this one of the best places to live in the country, actually. Here's the original Walmart again. Back in the 1950s, Sam Walton had an idea, and he opened Walton's Five and Dime right here. It did pretty well. So he took his cheap supplier business model and he hit the road. By the 1960s, there were Walmarts all over the place. Just look at how Walmart exploded. By 1987, there were 1,000 Walmarts. That's a lot of sweatpants. There's a good chance there's a Walmart in your city, and I bet you went to one in the last month too. Now we're going to begin our tour of this part of the state here in Bentonville. That's where we are now. It's the smallest of the 4 cities up here. There's maybe 60,000 people here now. Plus, this is where Walmart's headquarters is. Over the last 20 or so years, Walmart's presence has made this place way better. They insisted all of their vendors have a presence here, so there's a ton of jobs. And boy, have they really dug their heels into this place. There's the Crystal Bridges Museum that Walmart paid for. It's becoming known nationwide for its collection of fine art and other things. Neat building. There's the Walmart School of Business. They turn out a lot of smart fellers. There's the Walmart Symphony. I'm sure there's some great music coming out of there. There's the Alice Walton Medical School. They're in the middle of building a little town within Bentonville that's going to be a Walmart campus. It's supposed to be 350 acres big. Everybody around here is buzzing about it. And there's even a Walmart museum here, everyone. And no, they don't have cashiers in here, but they should. Whatever Walmart wants, Walmart gets. Who's going to tell Walmart no?
Walmart, Walmart, Walmart.
That's right, Karen.
I might actually shop at one of these Walmarts. They're really nice.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm never going to let people forget about the time that you worked at Walmart. Do you remember that?
Whatever.
So a lot of Bentonville is made up of some really nice neighborhoods. Like, these hoods would be considered super nice for any state, much less Arkansas. I drove through this state for a week, and I didn't see anything like this, I tell ya. Here's what a typical Bentonville neighborhood looks like. I'm sure you're wondering how much these homes cost. Well, don't get your hopes up. I know it's Arkansas and all, but you probably can't afford any of this. $1 million luxury homes in Arkansas, if you can believe it. I know. And clearly Walmart executives make good money. I don't think Walmart's cashiers could afford to live here, though. Nuh-uh. Bentonville's the most expensive part of this area. Home prices have shot up 40%. Houses that were $350K 4 years ago are now going for $650K. There's condos in downtown Bentonville that went for over $1 million last week. I know. $1 million condo in Arkansas. Who'd have thunk it? And word's out. People are coming in from all over to be a part of this. The Wall Street Journal just blew the lid off even more when it recently talked about the boom happening here. And hey, they'll even pay you $10K to move here. Get in on that, people. So I asked somebody who lives in this part of Arkansas how people even find out about this place. He said 80% of the newcomers are from California and the other 20% is from Texas. It's like a reverse Grapes of Wrath. Today, this is the 13th fastest growing metro area. One website even called this better than San Francisco. And I was like, well, anything's better than San Francisco. Come on now. I don't blame people for coming here at all. They can sell their homes and come get 3 times the home for half the price. And it's all very clean and safe and new. You're also at the base of the Ozarks, so there's a lot of outdoor stuff. I suppose you're pretty isolated. The big cities nearby are Springfield, Missouri, or Little Rock. Those are not amazing or anything. Of course, there's controversy with all this. It's all very complicated. You could praise Walmart for making the place better and for providing a lot of jobs. One thing I wanted to point out was Sam Walton wrote a book called Made in America. But when you walk through Walmart's aisles, it's pretty clear that none of this was, well, made in America. Bentonville's clearly the nicest part of the region, but the whole area is booming. Down here along the corridor is Fayetteville, Arkansas. This is Dixon Street, the main drag in town by the university. There's almost 100,000 people here now. It's the place for hippies to hang out, since it's where the University of Arkansas is. They say it's weird here, and people compare it to Austin. There's a saying in town, let's keep Fayetteville funky. They even have a gay pride parade here. There were 20,000 people at last year's gay pride parade. Yes, I know, a gay pride parade in Arkansas. The University of Arkansas is a super nice place, I do have to say. It's very southern charming. And this might be the only place in Arkansas where you'll see man buns and short shorts. It's way cheaper here than in Fayetteville. Home prices are up there, though, about $330,000 and climbing. And that's still a lot for Arkansas. Just really nice neighborhoods, though. Like you're driving around, everything's clean and modern, but not over-the-top track homes. It doesn't all look the same. Just really pleasant neighborhood, I do have to say. Then there's Rogers. This place is exploding, too. There's 70,000 people in Rogers, And there were only 20,000 here 30 years ago. Rogers is very sprawly. It's very strip mall-y. It's kind of all over the place. But they do have this cool little downtown in Rogers that I dug. They call it their historic district. It's very pleasing to the eye. Huh, everyone? Rogers is kind of the middle class part of the metro area. A good place for the folks who can't or won't pay the Bentonville home prices. Here you might spend $375,000 on a nice home like this. The kids could play outside and not have to worry about as many weirdos. That's good. So I talked about how Walmart makes all its vendors have a presence in the area. Down here in Rogers is the area they call Vendor Alley. All these companies you've heard of have these big office buildings down here, about 15 minutes from downtown Bentonville. And there are a lot of good jobs in there. And down here is also where they have the world-famous brand new amphitheater called Walmart Amp. Lots of big acts come here. Coey Wetzel's performing there, so you know it's a big deal, people. Rogers also has that fancy Walmart I showed you earlier, but we'll come back to that later. And then there's Springdale. It's the biggest city in the area. There's about 90,000 people here now. Look at that growth graph. I know. It's like that everywhere in this part of the state. Springdale's definitely more Arkansas-like. There's more crime here, and the home prices are $75,000 less. Springdale has a little downtown that's fairly nice. It's not as fancy as Rogers' downtown or anything, but it's also very pleasant compared to most downtowns I've seen. I'd rather hang out here than in downtown LA, I tell you. A lot of the folks here are Hispanic, and it's also a very blue-collar crowd. And there are many chicken processing plants here. Tyson has a big operation here. They actually call Springdale the poultry capital of the world. There's only one other place on earth that processes more chicken, beef, and pork than little old Springdale. Tyson says they slaughtered 39 million chickens here last year. It's actually pretty sad when you think about it.
Did you know they hire Mexicans to work in chicken plants because they take less pay?
Yes, I did know that, Mappy. And now you just made everything really awkward. Okay, so what's it like to live here? Well, the accolades for this whole area are primo, people. Forbes once called this the top 10 places in the country for careers. Some other big newspaper called Northwest Arkansas the fourth best place to live in the nation once. It's not all hustle and bustle here. Yet. There aren't any skyscrapers and traffic and newish neighborhoods that are clean and safe and chill. The whole area feels like a big booming burb with all the arts and entertainment and new homes everywhere. Schools are good, and you don't see junkies and homeless people everywhere. You could raise a family here and have a damn good life. Before Walmart, or BM, there was only one place to eat in downtown Bentonville. Now there's many. Several of them are hoity-toity. It kind of feels Midwestern here, except the kids drive really expensive pickup trucks to school. And this place has boutique hotels, fancy restaurants, high-end shopping, and expensive cars. So maybe it's not very Midwestern. Crime-wise, it's about average. Most of the area is a little above average. Bentonville proper's far below the national average. There's about 15 murders a year here for the entire area of 600,000 people. Detroit has about the same number of people, and they had 310 murders last year. A real big difference. It's conservative here overall, but for Arkansas, this place is very liberal and progressive. Most of Arkansas is known for being poor and unhealthy. Not here. They even have a whole bike pathway system that gets you into the local hillsides. And let me tell you, mountain biking is a big deal here. They say mountain biking's part of their culture, as surfing is in San Diego. I hear there's even helicopters that drop people off at the top of the Ozarks. It's that intense here. Jobs-wise, if you have an MBA or you're in sales or finance or whatever else these large companies need, you'd be set. I mentioned the chicken plants. You could do that, but that's not very fun. If you're a truck driver, you'd have it made. J.B. Hunt has its headquarters here. I hear J.B. Hunt got its start in town, moving rice to the chicken coops for Tyson. And then Tyson was like, want to take the chicken shit back with you on your way out? And so it began. One problem I see is future growth. Farmers are continuing to sell out their land on the edges of town, and there's lots of room to expand. But when is too big too much? We've all seen this before. Soon this is going to be unaffordable and traffic jammed and, well, let's just hope not. When I was out and about here, I did a lot. I was here for 2 whole days. The first coolest thing I did was go to what's been called the nicest, fanciest Walmart in the country. That's the Walmart we saw earlier. It's in Rogers. From the outside, this place looks super nice. And when you go inside, it looks kind of fancy, like a Whole Foods Walmart hybrid. I didn't know what I expected, but it wasn't this, I guess.
I mean, it's nice, but it's not nice.
That wasn't until I saw the bathroom. This looks like a fancy hotel bathroom. Nope, it's a Walmart bathroom in Rogers, Arkansas. And they have some items here that I normally wouldn't expect to find in a Walmart. Stuff like smoke-roasted Atlantic salmon and a tomahawk steak. What the? I'd also like to add that this was the nicest shopping cart I've ever pushed. But it was the drone delivery part that was the coolest. There's only 2 Walmarts in the country that allow for drone delivery. It's currently in a pilot program, so they're testing right now. This drone can only deliver small things today, but one day, maybe they'll be able to drop off your cheap furniture. This Walmart charges a $3 delivery fee. I asked a bunch of dumb questions, and I learned that the first ever drone delivery from Walmart was a box of Oreos. I can say, though, that if they had this where I live, I'd be ordering stuff all day. And down the road, they're big-time drone delivering. There's a Walmart just outside of town that has an entire landing strip for airplane drones. I'm going to talk about that in another video, though. I spent some time at area bars, of course. Look at this cool, hip bar in Bentonville. I know, people. Arkansas now has cool, hip, kind of pretentious places to throw back some suds. Who'da thunk? I also ate at a really nice Japanese joint called Shogun. I'm always hesitant about eating sushi this far away from the coast, especially this far away from the coast in damn Arkansas. But wow, everyone, it was pretty good. They have a pig suey roll, because that's what their school's fight song is, or whatever. There's a Tyson roll and a Walmart roll. Of course they have that. That's what I got. Never did I think I'd be enjoying some on-fire sushi roll in some random corner in Arkansas. Just goes to show you how much it's evolving here. And finally, a word of warning. So I travel a lot. Sometimes I'll be in 20 different hotels in a month. I'm not a travel snob. I usually get the average room, so my expectations are toned down. But the Comfort Inn in Bentonville on Walton Boulevard taught me a lesson. I mean, the place was terribly unclean, and the exercise equipment didn't work, and there was crap laying around. They said they had a jacuzzi, which clearly wasn't working, and the showers were cold. I asked the person at the front desk about it, and she said the owners know and don't seem to care. But here's why I'm bringing this up. This place has a 4.2 star review. This is not a 4.2 star hotel. I know a 4.2 star hotel. So I added a negative review, and my travel companion did too. We just wanted to let people know. And within 2 hours, they were deleted. I had no idea hotels could delete Google reviews. Did you? That sucks for us. I kind of feel like that's unfair. So the next time you're traveling, know that the star system on Google isn't accurate. The more you know. Well, we're back at a different Walmart now. There's Walmarts everywhere here. Arkansas has 132 Walmarts. They say the average Arkansas resident spends $116 a month in their local Walmart. It's just interesting that Walmart helped create all this. A long time ago, Benton County was the biggest around for tobacco, but that crashed. Then they fought back and became number one in apples until disease set in. And now they're number one for Walmart. Hopefully there isn't a Walmart crash, because some people in town say if it wasn't for Walmart, Arkansas would be Mississippi. Walmart usually gets a bad rap because they destroy communities. Hopefully, all of this Walmart world doesn't ruin this place too, because I think it's pretty good the way it is. And don't forget, if you like Bentonville or any other city in Northwest Arkansas, I can help you move here. I know a few real estate agents in town who I'd love to introduce you to. And you can also get my Unboxing Arkansas t-shirts. Don't leave home without them. The link to get your own Arkansas t-shirts in the description. Get in on that, people. And now we're going to meet a really enthusiastic resident of Bentonville, my friend Jonah. So Jonah, when we met, you invited us over to your bed and breakfast there, the Victoria Inn, which is very lovely. Thank you for showing us around.
You're very welcome.
And for breakfast.
It's great to see you and nice to meet you both.
Yeah. So yeah, you've been in Bentonville for a long time, and when I reached out to you before the trip, you were very enthusiastic about how you felt about Bentonville. I really do like it there. My question is, do people there realize how good they really have it?
I mean, I think that people maybe that travel a little bit more and see other places maybe realize how special it is. But maybe the locals, I shouldn't say the local, there are probably some that don't realize just how great it is. Some people are okay with growth. Some people are not. But I see it all as positive myself.
Yeah. And by great, I just mean it's very safe. It's very lovely. It has a lot going on. It has a future as opposed to a lot of the places that I visit that do not have that. And it's just a really pleasant place to be. A lot of people have never heard of Bentonville, or they think Arkansas as being what they think Arkansas is. But that little corner up there where you guys are at, it's one of the best places I think I've been to.
I think so too. We're about 5 cities, and each of those cities are kind of represented by a family that more or less sponsors those cities. And when I mean sponsor, I mean big projects, malls, parks and recreation, museums, things that really enhance the community and, make it really family friendly and wholesome. And, it's really a great place to live. It is. It's a hidden gem.
By family, you mean the Walton family?
That's definitely for Bentonville. The Walton family have done a lot of great things for this area. But, in Bella Vista, it's the Mildred Cooper family, the Cooper communities, and all the great things that are going on there. But then even like Rogers, we have the J.B. Hunt family that sponsor a lot of things that are going on there. In Springdale, that we have the Tyson family. And then Fayetteville, the University of Arkansas is in Fayetteville. And so that's, a great sponsor for Fayetteville.
Mm-hmm. So you and many people told me this little corner of Arkansas did not used to be like this. How has it changed?
I mean, when I first came to Bentonville, and even when I first moved here, I think there was one restaurant, and now we have dozens of restaurants. We have, the usual chain restaurants, but we also have a lot of really great local restaurants that really take a lot of pride and really have great quality food. People that come to visit at my bed and breakfast, they feel like they're a little bit in New York or Chicago, so they're really high quality.
Mm-hmm. And the sprawl and the homes that are going in, the place is like quadrupled in size.
Oh, easily quadrupled. Yeah, I think there were less than 3,000 people when I started coming here, and I think our population is over 50,000 just in Bentonville.
Wow, there were 3,000 people in Bentonville when you got there?
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's going to be 100,000 soon.
Soon. Very soon. We have a lot of people moving into the area. I think the last known number was like 35 people a day moving into Northwest Arkansas.
What do they say? What's their impression when they get there? I know you talk to a lot of people that are passing through and people that are visiting either to do some research on moving or possibly just kind of in town. How do they feel about what's their impression?
Well, I think the first thing they see is that there are children that are playing outside. They see that it's safe, and they're just surprised by the friendliness of everyone. People are willing to come up and talk to you, strangers, and just have a conversation with you like they're your friend. I think that's some of the things that I've heard the most of, surprisingly.
Is there like a vibe in town about it getting too big, too fast? Because it always seems to happen in America when Boise, Idaho is an example of a place that just got too big and people are like, oh my God, like it used to be growing and now it's too much. Are people like, maybe we should slow down a little bit, or are they like, bring it on?
Well, you have a combination, but I think people are mostly worried about the traffic and all the cars, and is there enough roads to really handle the growth that people are moving in, they're really working on that. They've increased the size of the interstate, and they're developing loops around town, and hopefully it'll equalize, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. How do you feel about the future of the area? Do you feel like it's going to continue to sustain itself the way it is?
Well, I think I really see it as a positive. I think the things that are going on here, we have a wonderful bike trail system. It's actually listed as, from my understanding, #1 in the nation now. And I think that, the families that are sponsoring the areas, and certainly there's more than the ones that I've mentioned, but I believe that, they all have kind of a common goal, and that is to, make it sustainable for families and for, the growth, the people that are moving in. And, hopefully things will continue on a great path the way I see it.
Yeah, it's all about planning.
Right.
There's communities that don't do it right, and then they got problems with there's not enough schools, or there's not enough roads, or the infrastructure is not correct, or the cost of living, the traffic, all of that stuff. So it's all about who's in charge at the beginning, who's got the keys, and it all goes from there.
Really, and that's really true. I feel like that the best communities that do well are very well planned, and it does take quite a bit of money to structure these great cities, and I feel like we're on a good path here.
I just wonder about the cost of living. Homes are, when you moved, there were 3,000 people. It was probably like 100 grand for a house, and now they're pushing 700,000 for an average house in Bentonville proper. At some point, it's going to become hoity-toity land.
Well, it is true that the prices have gone up, and quite a bit actually. And it may be a little bit difficult for people to be right in the downtown, as far as unless they got in a little bit early, like I did. But certainly there's going to be bedroom communities, and communities where people will be able to come in and that are still affordable. Bella Vista is really a town that's really, I would consider, affordable. And it's a great community. There's a lot of golf courses, and there's still growth. There's still plenty of room for growth.
Yeah, there sure is. There's Arkansas is wide open for new
and people coming in from other communities. For sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to dispel the stereotypes of Arkansas by showing people this pocket up there. So hopefully,
that's pretty special.
It is. Are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. And I can also help you find your new house too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home too. That's right. I know awesome, reliable agents all over the country, and I'd love to connect you to somebody who can help you search for that perfect home. Hey guys, if you learned something new about America or what it's like to live in America, great. You should think about subscribing and turning on your notifications. You can also click one of these videos or playlists for more.
This is Sage, Nick's manager. This has been a Corner House Entertainment production.